Good evening, baseball fans. You are tuning in to an MLB 15 The Show preview matchup here on MLB 14 The Show with updated rosters as we are here at Nationals Park in the nation's capital, Washington, D.C., home of the Washington Nationals as they play host to the Detroit Tigers. And we are here inside the broadcast booth as this broadcast is brought to you by Hickman Pitching School. Hickman is the name, mechanics is the game. Let's take a look at the Tigers starting lineup put together by manager Brad Ausmus. Leading off will be Ian Kinsler, followed by Anthony Gosay, Miguel Cabrera, Victor Martinez, J.D. Martinez, Yoenis Cespedes, Alex Avila, and Jose Iglesias, rounded out by the pitcher. And on the mound for the Nationals will be Max Scherzer, acquired in the offseason. The right-hander out of University of Missouri, Columbia, went 18-5 last year with a 3.15 ERA in 33 games started. Acquired in the offseason for some big bucks. Will be playing against his former team, the Detroit Tigers, here today. And leading things off for the Tigers will be Ian Kinsler, who hit .275 last year with 17 home runs, 92 RBIs, and 15 stolen bases while only missing one game for Detroit last year. The 1-2 counter comes the pitch. That's going to be popped sky high behind the plate. Wilson Ramos is there, and he puts it away for the first out of the ball game. As Scherzer gets one down, and we have the two-hitter Anthony Gosay up, 1-2 count. Scherzer over the head, the kick, and the pitch. That's a way fastball, and he swings right through it. Anthony Gosay goes down swinging. Scherzer picks up his first strikeout of the game. We have two down to bring up Miguel Cabrera. 1-1 count. Scherzer with the kick. And the pitch, that's grounded past Rendon at third base. That's going to get into left field, and Miguel Cabrera has himself a single here to keep the top of the first inning alive. A two-out base knock for Miggy to bring up the cleanup hitter, Victor Martinez, V-Mart. 1-1 count on him. Scherzer sets at the chest. The kick and the pitch, that's grounded to shortstop Desmond. He fields it, takes his time, fires the first, and he fires a strike to first base, and that is the final out of the top of the first inning. After one, we'll have one hit for the Tigers, no runs. Welcome back to the bottom half of the first inning. Let's take a look at the Nationals starting lineup. Starting things leading off will be Denard Span, followed by Anthony Rendon, Bryce Harper, Ryan Zimmerman, Ian Desmond, Wilson Ramos, Yunel Escobar, and in left field, Michael Taylor, rounded up by the pitcher. And on the mound for the Detroit Tigers will be the left-hander out of Vanderbilt, David Price. Finished last year 15-12 with a 3.26 ERA in 34 games started, split between the Tampa Bay Rays and the Detroit Tigers. And Denard Span will make his way to the plate to lead things off here in the bottom half of the first for the Nationals. Hit .302 last year with 37 RBIs, 31 stolen bases, and 8 triples in 147 games with the Nats. So 1-1 count on Span. Price sets at the bell. Here comes the pitch. Span takes us one of the shortstop. Iglesias fields it, fires over to first, but it's in the dirt, and Martinez cannot handle the scoop. So Denard Span reaches first base on an error. That'll be ruled on Victor Martinez. Oh no, correction, it'll be ruled on Iglesias, the throw. So 3-1 count now on Rendon. Span takes off for second, and he's in there as the throw is late and offline. Avila could not quite get the throw in there on time, so Denard Span picks up a stolen base, and we have runner on a second base with no outs on a full count for Rendon. Here comes the pitch from Price, and that's ball four. Take your base, Anthony Rendon. And we still have no outs in the inning, and runners on first and second. So David Price not up to the best of starts here to start this ball game, as he has a full count on Bryce Harper now. Here comes the pitch, and Harper gets some good wood on this one. Back in left center, that's back to the track, to the wall. Kiss it goodbye! Bryce Harper takes that one over the left center fence, and that's a 3-run shot here in the bottom half of the first inning for Bryce Harper. He drives in Span and Rendon to make it a 3-0 Nationals lead, and still no outs in the inning to bring up Ryan Zimmerman. Full count. The pitch from Price is ball four, way outside. Take your base, Ryan Zimmerman. So we'll have a runner on first base once again with no outs. Price getting himself into a huge jam here in the bottom half of the first. As Ian Desmond digs in with a 1-2 count. The pitch from Price is lined right at Iglesias, and he uses its lightning quick-like reflexes to stab that one in the mid-air. We have one down with one on first base now. So full count on Wilson Ramos. The pitch from Price is grounded to Cabrera at third, fires the second, that's one out, fires the first, that's two outs, and it's a tailor-made double play. Miguel Cabrera ends the inning, but not before Bryce Harper strikes for three on a three-run home run. So it's 3-0 Nationals at the end of one. Welcome back to the bottom half of the second inning. Nationals in the lead, 3-0 still, with a 3-1 count on Escobar. The pitch from Price, check swing. Let's take a look at the call, and the first base ump says he did not go, so ball four. Escobar draws a leadoff walk to put himself on first base to bring up the 8-hitter Michael Taylor with a 1-2 count. Here comes the pitch from Price, and Taylor takes this one down the right field line. Escobar is going to head into second, rounding second, heading into third. Taylor's going to head into second, but he's going to be tagged up on the tail end of that play, but he does get Escobar over to third with one out in the inning to bring up the pitcher, Max Scherzer. 3-1 count. The pitch from Price is grounded to Iglesias at short. He's going to spin, fire to first, and they cannot handle the scoop once again. So Escobar comes around to score, and Scherzer reaches first, so it's a 4-0 Nationals lead now. Victor Martinez making his second non-able to scoop in the game on a bad Iglesias throw, and now Span pops this one up into left field. That's going to be put away by Cespedes, and Scherzer will retreat back to first base. And that's two down now in the inning to bring up Anthony Rendon, the third baseman. 2-2 count with a runner on first. The pitch from Price as Rendon grounds this one past Martinez, and they are just getting everything at Martinez. They're getting it past him on ground balls. They're not getting him able to scoop on bad throws. And they're just abusing V-Mart at first base. So runners on first and second now to bring up Bryce Harper, who we both know is a dangerous hitter. So he's going to take this one into left field for a base hit, and we have bases loaded in the bottom half of the second inning. To bring up the cleanup hitter, Ryan Zimmerman, the first baseman. Working with a 1-2 count is David Price. So bases loaded, two outs in the inning. Here comes the pitch from Price. That's swung through, and that's a strikeout. Price gets himself out of the inning, only allowing one run to make it a 4-0 Nationals lead. Quite an anticlimactic ending with the bases loaded, but the Nationals will take the 4-0 lead. Welcome back to the top half of the ninth inning as Drew Storen will come out of the bullpen, and he'll look to shut the door here against the Tigers. He finished last year with a 1.12 ERA in 65 games in that setup role for the majority of the season. So full count here on Gosei. The pitch from Storen is taken into right field. That's to the track, to the wall, off the wall as Harper runs into it. Span will have to come over as Gosei is heading into third base, and he's got himself a stand-up triple with ease, thanks to Harper running into the wall on that play, and the weak arm Span having to come out and field that one. So Miggy comes up with a runner on third and no outs. Here comes the pitch from Storen. That's ball four, and we will have runners on the corners here with no out in the top half of the ninth inning. So Storen getting himself in a bit of a jam here early on in the inning. Full count on Victor Martinez. Storen sets at the chest. The pitch, and that's going to be popped into left center field. Span is there. And Gosei is going to be looking to tag up. He does as Span lobs this one into the cutoff man. He has no chance to get Gosei at home plate. Noodle arm Denard Span out there in center field. And it'll be a 4-1 ball game now with runner on first with one out to bring up J.D. Martinez. The pitch from Storen is swung through the down and away fastball, and that's a strikeout for Drew Storen, his first of the inning. So two outs now to bring up Yoenis Cespedes as Storen sets at the chest. Here comes the pitch, and he swings through that sinker up and in, and he goes down on strikes as Yoenis Cespedes goes down for back-to-back strikeouts for Storen, and the Nationals come away with the win here at Nationals Park over the Detroit Tigers by a score of 4-1. Bryce Harper did the majority of the damage for the Nationals as he had a 3-run home run in the bottom half of the first inning to put them up early, and the Detroit Tigers could never come back from that. And Max Scherzer was also a huge part to keeping that lead as he pitched 7 strong innings, only giving up 2 hits and pitching 8 strikeouts. And with that being said, that'll wrap things up for this edition of the MLB 15 The Show preview matchups here with the MLB 14 The Show updated rosters. I've been your host, JerseyBorn, and I'm saying goodbye.